Hey there, YouTube family. I'm talking about two stocks today under $10. One that's popped over 200% this last week. I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to do a recap on the opportunity there. The second one is a super popular meme stock that might pop next. I'm going to show you guys the charts so you can see with your own eyes the opportunity. I think this is going to be interesting and entertaining, but I also want it to be a micro charting class so that everyone can begin to grow in their understanding of charts. This is the Stocks with Josh show. As always, thank you for hitting that like. Please say hi in the comments. Subscribe if you're new to this page to get daily stock, crypto picks, insights, and predictions. All right, a quick update on Poe, my rescued raven. He got a lot of comments yesterday, which I loved. The most amusing was Poe and Tesla cat should never meet. And Poe did not perhaps agree with my meta-analysis, and that's why he squawked. Well, we'll have to see who is a better chart picker, me or Poe. Poe got his name from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Now, that's a famous piece of literature. It reads like this. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Well, Poe's been tapping and rapping at my chamber door because he's here in my office with me. Guys, this is a poem about a man who descends into madness, mourning his deceased lover named Lenore. He is visited one night by a haunting raven, who he hopes is a messenger from the afterlife. To all of his questions about his lost love, the raven only answers, nevermore, 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 causing the mourner to fall into madness. On this cue, it inspired me to ask Poe some questions about the markets. So my first question posed to Poe was inspired by a comment that I received from a gentleman by the name of JM. He said, I can't enter stop losses. Every time I do that, it drops a lot. Just to take my order away, then it shoots clear up again. Well, I think this video characterizes it very well.
Yeah, let's go!
What's going on? What you doing?
1,000 Pitts, call me Mrs. Pitts.
Okay.
Don't play with me. I'm killing the game. No stop loss, no take profit. Killing it right now.
How long you been trading?
Man, all day. What you mean?
10 minutes later. This was wrong.
It's just doing a little drawback, but I promise you it's going to turn back around.
You have been in the bed for 2 weeks, sis. It cannot be that bad.
I know it, but it is. I can't believe I did it again.
Did you follow the rules?
No, duh.
So I asked Poe, is JM on the right path? And Poe looked me straight in the eye and he said solemnly, nevermore, nevermore, nevermore. So on Poe's inspiration, I gave the answer to JM saying, your price entry is the problem. That's what needs to be fixed, because when you begin to do that, you'll never not use a stop loss again. The problem is that some of you guys, you got investing without taking the time to lay any technical foundation. Maybe you got that stimmy money back in 2020 and you thought, you know what, I'll try my hand on Wall Street. You got in on the tail end of a bull market that had been running for a decade, and then anything you bought went up. You guys might have thought that you were a stock picking wizard, jumping from SPAC to SPAC, making bank. But then 2022 came along. Your EV, meme stock, crap coin portfolio got tore up from the floor up. And even though you see more experienced traders using and recommending stop losses, you just don't believe that they work. If you've been watching me from the beginning, you've seen that we're patient. You see that I am patient. I do my charting, I make a prediction, I hold my cash, and I wait for my price entry to hit. Warren Buffett wisdom says, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Now, I've said it before, retail buys stories, not stocks. Let me say that again. Retail buys stories, not stocks. They get caught up in fascinating ideas, believing a popular narrative. They go all in on it, only to realize over time that they didn't know what they were doing. So today I'm going to take you into the charts of two stocks, one that already popped and a super popular meme stock that I think potentially has a pop coming. You're going to want to hear this prediction, but a quick station break. If you need better trade tools, there is an offer to receive up to 20 free stock from the moomoo investment app. This app has 8 different order types. Every stop loss conditional order type that exists. Plus, I host a chat group there called Stock Josh Fam. And that's where I shared my first stock that we're going to talk about today. I shared that on April 27th. I simply said, today I bought some APLD, Applied Digital. This was when it was around $3. This week, it jumped 200% in just a couple days. They got a $50 million loan to build out their cloud and AI services. And in that press release, the CEO said, this is an area where we're seeing unprecedented demand. So this is an AI play. And this is exactly what I was telling you guys the other day, that there's going to be AI plays that run up 1,000%. This one already in just 2 days went up 200%. I got into APLD at $3 and I sold it at $8. And I'm watching support at $6.30. There's a huge possibility that it could go all the way up right now to $11.39. The RSI was previously working off of an oversold signal. It was in the top half of the RSI, which I've repeatedly called the bull zone, the upper 50%. It retested that 50% and it popped, which is a very good sign. There's bullish structure back at the oversold. This particular pattern where a stock flushes down, enters into a tight price compression, and then shoots back up. This is one that I've seen before, and it's often lent towards another move up. So when I saw it on the charts, I thought, this is very interesting. It's had an overall bullish upward leaning price consolidation for quite a while. That's another signal that tells me that this could be getting ready to break out. It has a bullish support trend line. Here we're working off of a bullish support trend line. All of this together gave me what I would refer to as bullish confluence. Confluence is when you've got more than one thing saying the same thing. Now, here's exactly how I'm going to play this moving forward. I'm going to be watching $7.69 to see if that level holds. If it holds and closes above that level, then I'm going to believe that we're going to push up to $11.39. I believe at that point, that price has become possible. The bottom line is that APLD has gotten onto that AI radar for many, many traders. So like my video yesterday that questioned, can AI be a 2023 recession killer? This is a stock worth putting on your watch list. This is what the smart money is looking for. This is not, though, a recommendation for you guys to buy, sell, or hold. Remember, I'm out. I've locked in 200% profit at $8, but I will be watching the charts for re-entry and a strategic stop-loss placement. All right, our popular meme stock that might pop, believe it or not, is AMC. Yes, AMC. Now, before I share my thoughts, full disclosure, I am not in AMC. I'm not an AMC bag holder. I've largely been bearish on AMC because of how these guys have managed their debt and their spending, as well as what I viewed as a missed opportunity of the meme stock rally. You got to remember, this stock was $1 back in January of 2021, and it went all the way up to $45 by June of that year. That was a 4,000% increase over just 6 months. At the time, this was actually a stock-saving windfall for AMC. The narrative was you're going to get that mother of all short squeezes, and that, of course, is that get-rich narrative that retail loves, and they ate it up. Poe's over there shaking his head right now saying, never more, never more. We know that the exchanges rigged the game, and they shut down the possibility of a continued short squeeze, and ever since June, the stock has been in decline. Then we had the $8.50 range. I covered it at that point, and I said that that is an absolute strategic support level, that if AMC loses, it's going much lower. Of course, they came out with this scheme to raise cash and dilute shareholders, and that range fell, and since then it came all the way down to $3.50. Now, I do believe that a $2 AMC is very possible. But since it came down to $3.50, we found ourselves moving today up to $5. And what I see in the charts right now is what I'm going to point out to you guys, and I think it may be presenting an opportunity. I want to just remind you guys back in the day when AMC bought a gold mine. And on that day, retail buyers were just flooding in, getting all excited that their favorite meme stock was now buying a gold mine. I, at the time, thought that it was absolutely ridiculous, but the stock did pop up. But there's only one thing. I want to be very clear with AMC from a practical standpoint. There is only one thing that AMC management should be doing 24/7. It's to control spending and reduce their debt. And that's the only way that AMC could be a long-term... Yes, Poe. Poe is literally tapping on my shoe right now. I have no idea what he wants. He's like, hey man, could you get me some more food? Maybe he doesn't like my commentary. I'm not sure. All right, he might be a big AMC guy. Hold on a minute. There's only one thing that AMC management should be doing right now, and that is controlling their spending and reducing their debt. And in my view, that's the only way that Wall Street's going to come back and make this potentially a long-term investment. In 2021, mutual funds holding AMC dropped almost 50%. There was 686 mutual funds, and that they began to sell off because of the problems that I've mentioned, and now there's only 351 holding them. There is room for a comeback, but like I said, they've got to bring that debt down and they've got to stop their spending. So what can we expect next? Well, the basic fundamentals may be pointing to a tick up in revenue. We know that the movie industry was decimated by COVID and the rise of streaming. Those are the two big challenges that it faced. But as we move into this summer and a popular lineup of potential blockbuster movies, there is growing pressure on a still very high short interest that AMC carries, which is around 26%. So we're going to see micro squeezes, not mother of all squeezes, and that's because we're down at the low price of $5. And we really began to see a lot of those short interest closing when it hit $3.50, because even though it can go down even to $2.50, a lot of people made good money and they just wanted to close their position. That's what I'm seeing, pressure on the short positions out there. And I'm going to define the risk for you guys. I think there is still risk for those holding AMC short at $5. I think there's still risk and still pressure. We're going to get into it and look at the charts and see what they're saying. So we've got a very nice price action consolidation above an upward ascending support line. I like these tall green candles. These have been signaling bullishness. I pointed them out to you guys before. There is a possible play to watch for a break and pop back above support to signal another big move. It had a double bottom. It flashed down and retested and found support. That's a huge signal to me. I also see a ton of bullish divergence on the RSI and the MACD over a long period of time. So here's the play on AMC. You're looking for a close above $5.41. If you get that, I think it's going to push up to $6.46. And depending on the type of candle that we get at $6.46 will determine if it will push up to its final local near target of $8. That's the play, 5 to 8 potentially. All right, the conclusion here is that this is not a buy and hold strategy. AMC is way too volatile for a lot of retailers to just buy and hold and hope for the best. This is a watch, buy, and sell strategy. There's more that I could cover with it, but that's all I'm going to give you guys today. We're going to watch it together. As always, thank you for hitting that like. If you're new and you liked the content today, then hit that subscribe for me. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Peace and blessings. We'll see you in the next video.